Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977. Episode 2116 of the show. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Monday afternoon, 1:43 p.m., March 24th, 2025. What's going on? We are 1 week away from the end of March and going into April pretty soon. I'll be on vacation, and that means WrestleMania is right around the corner. And believe me, today on Monday Night Raw, we'll be at 4 o'clock. If you want to join, if you want to step in the live chat for Brandon Martin's channel, we'll be live reacting to Monday Night Raw at 4. And that means it cuts into both his time a little bit. We usually don't do anything until 8 o'clock. But because Raw is emanating from Glasgow, Scotland, it's on the European tour, so the time zones are very different there. But I will be watching both of us on my phone. I'll put Raw on my tablet, both of us on my phone, live reacting on my computer. So that way, let the both of the boys know we still support them, despite this crazy situation at least, but that's okay. We will be, I'd be amiss if but I'm not going to comment on the live chat of both of us until people say, hey, where's the Rant and Rave guys on the live chat? But we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, we shall see for the time being. We're going to talk about what happened on Collision last night. That's right, there was Collision on last night. The Slam Dunk Sunday, because they divided it up in an hour because of the fact that the NCAA and everything else in between, and they probably want get some viewers in, and most of the viewers, if they decide to do 2 hours, 11 and 1 o'clock, mostly everybody be asleep. So figured a friendly reminder to let you guys know what's up, and we, like I said, it is divided. I would have done both shows and have like a regular Collision show, but and I think it's going to go on for a while until the tournament is over, and it is March Madness, so we're at like towards the end of March anyway. So we shall see what goes on. All right. Also, a friendly reminder: from tomorrow on to Saturday, it'll be final game show gameplays of the month of March 2025. The final Trebek Tuesday of March 2025, Wild Wednesday, Twin Bell Thursday, and then you got Fearless Friday and Sharks and Sioux Saturday. All right, and so, like I said, next week will be the final Martindale Monday of March 2025. Also, we'll get Shenanigans Statements of the Statesman, episode number 21. Final day of March, so 2025. As we go into April pretty soon, and pretty soon my vacation will be coming up 2 weeks from today as well. Pretty excited about it too, so I'll probably pretty excited about that. So let's get ready to it. The trio's title on the line, the Death Rider team. Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta, a.k.a. Quantum Ranger on crack, defending it against the top team of Top Flight. That is the Martin brothers, Dante and Darius, no relation to my buddy Brandon Martin, and AR Fox. And the Death Riders are doing whatever it takes to keep these titles, and they have done so. So Death Riders did retain in a good matchup. But then the crew, that will be the team of Leo Rush and Action Andretti, attacking Top Flight after the matchup. And you want to know where Layla Gray is? Well, she just recently got married to Luke Curtis, one of the fast rising stars of OVW wrestling. So, and also a former champion, former OVW heavyweight champion Luke Curtis, certified Luke Curtis. So congratulations to the certified couple of Layla Gray and Luke Curtis. Luke Curtis follows me on X, which is pretty cool. So congratulations to also Layla Gray. So there's that. And then Lexi Nair interviewed Adam Cole on the Undisputed Kingdom, and the Undisputed Kingdom was a little upset with FTR, even though they took the loss gracefully. They even extended their hands, but FTR did not want to shake their hands. And Adam Cole says, "I had Danny Garcia beat until like I said, the time limit draw has affected the matchup." He said, "Next time there'll be no time limits, nobody at ringside, just you and me." I'm hoping they may decide to re-sign that matchup. And then it was cut to commercial break, and after the commercial break, Lexi Nair interviewed Kazuchika Okada. Now this boy, I don't know what he's thinking. He may be the Continental Champion, and he's trying to learn English, but does he have to use the word, and I hate to say it, and I don't like swearing on here, so I'll just say, does he have to use the word bitch every single time? And to use it to refer to the Hounds of Hell. Those two guys, Buddy Matthews and Brody King, are the most vicious dudes. Ever since they came under the tutelage of Malachi Black, who will be soon returning to the WWE as Aleister Black, along with Julia Hart, those three, you don't even want to make fun of them. He said, "I put those, here's what Okada said. I put those bitches down." Don't say that, Okada. What the heck are you thinking? You better get yourself a tag team partner that is dumb enough to team with you against the Hounds of Hell, because once Buddy Matthews and Brody King get their hands on you, you probably won't have that Continental title for long, dude. What is Okada thinking? And here's another idiot that does not think. Johnny TV took on Bandito. Bandito was upset the way Chris Jericho treated him, his brother Gravity, and terrorized his mother and sister on an AEW Revolution 0 Hour show. And Johnny TV had the unmitigated gall to interrupt him, and then also challenge him to a matchup. Johnny TV, I don't know what people are thinking. Johnny TV and Okada, they don't think. I'm telling you right now, their lack of intelligence is going to backfire on them. And they had their matchup, and it did. And the lack of intelligence by Johnny TV backfired on him as Bandito ended up winning that matchup. But Bandito was not done. He decided to call out Chris Jericho and bring out Gravity's mask. Learning Tree responds to Bandito. Jericho says, "You're not going to get your mask back. I'm putting it on." And so, and so Big Bill decided to start something, and then Bandito hit Jericho, and then Big Bill decides to brawl with him. And him and Brian Keith, they thought they had the upper hand, but Bandito outsmarted them to the point where Jericho, because Bandito punched Jericho first, and then Bandito outsmarted Big Bill and Brian Keith to the point where when Bandito slid out of the ring, he went over to Jericho, who was draping down like this on the ropes. He grabs the mask of Gravity. I'm like, good. He's a thief. No, he's not a thief, Nigel. That Jericho's the thief. He stole the mask of Gravity. And now the mask of Gravity's back in the hands of Bandito. And Jericho was not too happy about that. And then it was unaired footage of him getting owned by some kid. I was like, this is great. I saw the video on Twitter. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, man. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, man. I don't care. I don't encourage kids to swear and flip the middle finger and all that. But, sometimes it is. That's why I go old school when it comes to my heckling. I don't swear. I don't go personal. I don't call them by their real names. I just like making fun of the heels. I always make fun of MJF, calling him a Beavis-looking butthead. Logan Paul, too, And, of course, if I was there, I'd like not flip my middle finger or anything like that. I'd be like, you're a Beavis-looking butthead. You look ugly. Yeah, so what? If he says, "Oh, you're fat, you're ugly," well, so what? Your shirt is stupid. So what? So what? Like, I like my shirt. All right, doesn't matter. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you hate my shirt. I had one wrestler had my Marvel Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics hat I'm wearing. It's a stupid hat. You're stupid. You look stupid. You're stupid. Anyways, so Megan Bain addresses the AEW Women's Division. She calls herself the Mega Sis, and she's the All-Elite Goddess and all that. She's very beautiful. But how did Tony Storm respond? Tony Storm. And she goes, Oedipus Complex. Narcissism hasn't got bleep on me. I'm like, I saw my reflection and saw me back with Made Love. And I get some of the cracking from my ass. I'm like, what in the heck? That woman, Toni Storm's got no filter whatsoever. I love Toni Storm. She's hilarious. So the match is made official at Dynasty, where timeless Toni Storm will defend the AEW Women's Championship against Megan Bayne. This is probably going to be the biggest challenge to Toni Storm, of Toni Storm to date. But again, if Toni Storm can survive Mariah May, she can survive Megan Bayne. By the way, this is going to be interesting. In this coming Wednesday, a women's tag team matchup, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford will team up against Toni Storm and her partner, Thunder Rosa. And Thunder Rosa is starting to pay respect and tribute to her. I think last time those two weren't, I heard those two were, and just to see that, Thunder Rosa and timeless Toni Storm joining forces. Maybe Thunder Rosa liking what Toni Storm's doing. Hey, why the heck not? So, I like it. And speaking of another of my favorite Aussie Angels, you go from Toni Storm to Harley Cameron. That's right. Harley Cameron was interviewed last night, and interviewed beforehand. Interviewed Saturday night. Took on Amina Belmont, and Harley Cameron ended up winning with the HFM. Like, that's what I call it. Her finishing move. She calls it. I call it the HFM. And Harley Cameron ends up winning. Lexi Nair interviewed Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher about what's next for Kyle Fletcher. Possibly the Owen Hart tournament, maybe. That means she's probably not going to be done with no Ospreay at that point. So, who knows? All right, Los Titanes de Ayer, that's the team of Hologram and the Ring of Honor Television Champion, Commander, as they face Los Facción Ingobernable. That will be Dralistico and the Beast Mordos. Harley Cameron was joining on commentary with Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone. Harley Cameron having a crush on luchadors. Interesting. And then she said, I gotta leave, and then she comes back to as Harley Graham. We all know that's you, Harley. You can't fool anybody. But we love you anyways. And then she distracts the Mordos during the match with Dralistico. Goes, hey, none of that. Get back to the ring, man. But it cost him in the end as Los Titanes de Ayer wins the match. So, that is all the time we have on this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Next up is some tic-tac-toe. All right, really excited about that. So, we'll see what happens there. What else is there? Yeah, so we got the tic-tac-toe. We got Bofus. You can watch Bofus, or you can watch us. You can watch us and then go to Bofus at 5 o'clock, unless they postpone it again. But I heard that they're going to have a big episode for Bofus about food, so you got to check it out there. Going to be craziness. It's going to be insanity on our network community, because you got us. I'll be joining Brandon Martin, Jordan Little, or whoever comes on. He usually brings a guest from the Media Mogul group from Instagram on the Raw Live Reaction. Really excited about that. Let's get to it. And not only that, at 4 o'clock, because Raw's emanating from Glasgow, Scotland. And it'll be A-Town Down Under, or I'd like to call him A-Town Down Blunder, or a.k.a. Beavis and Butthead. Grayson Waller, a.k.a. Beavis. Austin Theory, a.k.a. Butthead, will be against Jay Uso and a mystery partner. Who that is, we don't know. Not only that, insane craziness on Monday Night Raw. We'll see what happens. I believe Penta is going to be challenging Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. I say wait till WrestleMania. I think it will be their first WrestleMania too. They ever interact, but we'll see. We shall see. We soon shall see what happens. So yeah. So insanity abound, ladies and gentlemen. Insanity abound. Thank you for tuning into the show. I'll see you in the next episode. We'll do some tic-tac-toe. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.